We're walking through the book of First John, and as we're walking through it, we're getting these little snippets of scripture to help us kind of understand the book a little bit better and to challenge us along the way. And that's kind of gotten us into First John chapter 2, 12 through 14, which is this really interesting passage where it's talking to children, to adolescents, and to parents. And it's not talking to my kids and then, Drew who's 13 and then me who's a parent. No, it's talking to us in a spiritual kind of context. It goes like this: I'm writing to you little children. I'm writing to you fathers. I'm writing to you young men. And he's saying this in terms of like a level of development. Other places in Scripture, it talks about, when you were young, you were a baby and you needed the pure milk of the word, which means you didn't need really complicated things. You just needed to drink the milk. And then as you progress, though, you're supposed to start eating some meat. You're supposed to start eating more solid food. And then at some point, you're the one who's making the meal. At some point, you progress to the idea of being a spiritual parent. And so my question for you all today is kind of what stage are you in? Like, where do you find yourself? And for me, it's not an idea of like trying to make you feel ashamed. It's just a honest accounting of where are you? Are you a spiritual child? Just kind of, for the first time, jumping into Scripture a little bit over this campaign that we've started. Or are you kind of a spiritual adolescent where you've been in the Word a little bit and you've been growing a lot and you're still kind of just digesting? Or are you a spiritual parent, someone who needs to be making the meal? I'm not sure where you are, but let me challenge you to take a step. Let me challenge you to take a step. And let me say that those steps are usually small and they take some time. Another place in Scripture, 2 Corinthians 3, Paul talks about this spiritual development going on as a thing that happens 1 degree at a time. A degree isn't something that goes quickly. It's not a thing that moves fast. In order to get all the way around a circle, there's 360 degrees. It takes a little bit of time, and that's implied. That growth as a Christian takes some time. I've got a friend, his name is Chad Clarkson, and he says something really clear: the only thing that grows fast is a weed. What he means by that is take your spiritual development seriously, realize that it takes time, and realize that your goal is to progress, is to grow, not to somehow warp speed from one side to the other. Because each step along the way, you're growing and learning different aspects. So what stage are you at? Where are you in this progression? I challenge you to move 1 degree closer today.